Hello, Reptar. Tell everybody hello. Can you say hello, Reptar? Maybe if you say hello to Reptar. Reptar, you see that big lizard on the screen? Don't you wish you were that big? All right, I'll pack a bowl while I'm waiting for people to come in. Noli, how are you? Um, what are you doing? Are you peeking in the window? What am I doing? I'm a grown man. I can do that. Ah, feeding a dragon. I'm not chasing a dragon. You got to get dragon all caged up, if you know what I mean. But how much of the screen you can see. I guess you can't see the food dish and Reptar. Let's see what I can do here. Here's the corner of the food. She put some magenta on there. There. Got some nice magenta screen. Ready, Reptar? You ready? Woohoo! Dig in. Come on. It's there for the taking. Bacon. Oh, it's not like a chicken, a baby chicken like Tornado eats. That water monitor that Sasquatch has. Oh, you sent your stream here? You had the biggest stream you've ever had. Why'd you give it up? Hi, Jenny. How are you? Rearranged the skulls today. He smashed up the one you had hot melt glue. He just didn't like the jawbone. See, I got 3 in my stream. That's a pretty big stream for me. Well, I'm supposed to be getting carted off to my mom's for Thanksgiving, so hopefully I can do some Lake Michigan sunsets from up north. My son stopped by yesterday and replaced the fan in the computer so I could turn the house fan off. Yeah, she lives across the street from Lake Michigan in Frankfort. We were up there in May and did some sunsets. It's become quite a thing in that little town. Besides the tourists, there are people that walk down to the beach every day for 20 minutes to watch the sun go down. And they all traipse past her house or her apartment. But I want to do a few more streams from here. I tried 720 at the lake the other day, and the water was kind of funky looking. It didn't look, it was like missing spots. But I was trying to figure out at 720 I can get an hour recording out of the battery. Probably only half an hour if I have it on 1080p. I'm going to try that with my phone next just to see. But nature, trees and water and gravel, all that stuff's really hard on camera. Oh, Jason, are you getting close? Turkey, huh? Mm. Tell me, your hiney. I accused, repeated somebody's stream that said they were going to set on their phone or mount their phone, I think was the actual term, and got timed out for it. I'll bet those wheels don't do any good either if you roll over it. The best part of roasting a turkey was putting the gizzard and the liver and the heart on the top of the stuffing. I always ate that right when I pulled the turkey out. Oh, I got a really great turkey story for you too. So I do all the cooking at the house growing up, my kids growing up since I was 15. And the my son was 13 years old, and because of my schedule working 3 jobs, I was trying to get the turkey out of the freezer and in the oven, but I couldn't make it home. So I called my son to put it in the fridge or to put it in the oven. Well, an hour later, I get a call from his mom, and she says, "Honey, are you sitting down?" I'm like, "Oh God, which kid's pregnant?" She's like, "No, I don't want you to fall over laughing. Your son just called me, and you told him to take the bag of parts out of the neck area, but he also found this really long curved thing. And he asked me if turkeys have a huge penis." He pulled the neck out. I about died. So that's a Thanksgiving story that gets told every year. Oh my God. He's like, "Well, I didn't know it looked awful big for a turkey." Oh, he'll never live that one down. Oh, lemons and onions. Yeah, I stuff mine with stuffing, but I also poke 2 holes in the bottom of the turkey in the back So when it's laying there, the juice runs out. Instead of holding all that juice in there, as it slowly warms up, it grows, all that bacteria grows in it. So I put hot stuffing in it when I put it in the bird, and I put 2 holes in the bottom just so that it doesn't hold all that juice. It goes in the drippings in the bottom, and if you want to make your turkey take forever, just keep basting it every 20 minutes. You can take a 3-hour turkey, 8 hours. It's just, if you open the thing, it quits cooking. So baste that baby every 20 minutes, and 3-hour turkey will take you 8 hours to cook. It doesn't dry out because the stuffing's already going to hold that much moisture in it. It just isn't going to pool in that very bottom edge. And the basic, it's like where that hip joint is. It's the hardest, longest place to cook. So if you got that juice right next to it turns out better. Gotta extend that cooking time by 20 minutes. HPR. Well, we're all going to Jason's house to eat turkey. We're gonna watch our uptard not eat. Well, I cooked chicken at a cafe for D&W, so I got about 50,000 birds under my belt cooked, and cook about 6 turkeys around Thanksgiving a year, so I got a few hundred of those. It won't dry out, no, not if you have it stuffed. Oh, here we go. You gonna argue with me, or are you gonna eat? No, he's just gonna try and escape. He's been real aggressive ever since I put some beard on. Them beardies. Oh. See how important dinner was? Flick of the tail and it's everywhere. Yeah, see, that's their tell, is their beard. His is sticking straight out because now I have a beard. He wants to do battle, don't you? You went off the screen? Why'd you leave the screen? You hiding from the camera? Oh no, we can't have that. You're showing off that beautiful belly of yours. You're not getting out here to fight me. Yeah, tell it you eat with your mouth. So we got my computer cleaned up again, and I can go live through just By hitting the go live button on YouTube, I don't have to go through Streamlabs on my computer. Mr. Obnoxious. Oh, yeah. Talk to him. He's looking right at the TV at about a 4-foot long bearded dragon. Maybe I should turn the magnification down so you don't feel so bad. Real Chingy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That's a he. Definitely a boy. Oh, I thought you said you were panting. That one might take a minute to answer too, depending on what's making you pant. I'm not in Canada. Who's accusing you of being in Canada? Oh, yeah, sure. Hide on the camera. Told you it don't work. If I know what way to turn. I got it sitting on my handy dandy water powered flashlight. So I can just rotate the flashlight. It's a lot less shaky than when I hold it. And I got to see the magenta, my magenta keyboard. If anybody hasn't answered me, you could tell me, is magenta a purple or is magenta a pink? Just coming in the chat was enough. You didn't even have to say anything, Jingy. But I appreciate when you guys give me something to work with. Or else you have to listen to my stupid stories. Now I'll give you a teaser. I've got a hell of a story about my son for Christmas. You love my stupid stories. I'm just recanting things I did as a stupid person. I have a hunting Thanksgiving story if you want to hear it. I have to see at least one. Yes. I'm so desperate, I'll take yes as a 1. Oh, last year I hunted with my father. We had went out Thanksgiving morning as always, and we had brought 1 deer back, and we're back out, and we're driving around, and we have about 2 hours till the 5 o'clock hour where we have to be home for supper. And we see this huge buck. He had to have at least 10 points. I mean, where we hunted, big racks were not common. And he was a little over a quarter mile back in the field, which for my dad, that's a give me. And so he racked 110 hollow points in his 30-06 and leaned it across the hood of the car in the road. Boom! Poof! Deer drops like a rock, but the back of the field has all these mounds of grass, and it fell behind a mound. So he thought we were going out to gut it and drag it back, and everything was good. So he walked out and grabbed the light 30-30 throwaway gun that we have instead of his 06, and I won. And I had my lever action 308, and so I carried it. He carried the lightweight single shot. We go out there, and he had hit the buck, but it wasn't a kill shot because it crawled away. They were left a blood trail. And I looked back at the car. We were already at 45 minutes, and we made a decision, and the snow was deep enough that we could track it. So we headed in to the woods, and we jumped a button buck. Well, he pulls up and drops around out of his 30-30 single shot and hits a tree. So I shot and hit the front, just in front of the front shoulder, which is where I usually shoot. And it fell over the side of a ridge and rolled down a hill about 100 yards. So we walk over there, and I go to rack the shell, and the shell were reloads, and it expanded. The casing expanded. I used the brass one too many times and stuck in the chamber. So I effectively had no weapon. And the deer stands up, and the front legs wobbling, and it's bleeding. And he looks at me and goes, "Well, I only brought the shell that was in the gun." I'm like, fuck. So I can't shoot because my gun's jammed, and he can't shoot because he shot his only bullet. So the deer falls down. We figure, okay, it's going to die, and we'll just wait it out. And we were looking at the clock. Now we got about 45 minutes to be home. And down the hill I go. It gets up, runs about 10 yards, and falls over. This continues for an hour. And he's running straight away from the truck the whole time. And finally, I handed the gun to my father. I ran over and picked up an oak limb that was about 6 feet long and 3 inches around, and I ran up and I hit the deer in the back of the head. I put it down, I reached down, I cut its throat, I backed off, bled it out, gutted it out, dragged it back to the car. It weighed maybe a third of what the deer he shot, which we never saw again, and couldn't pick up the trail the next day. And so we get home an hour and a half late. No Thanksgiving dinner for us. Yeah, my mom's got some strict rules. We didn't make the 5 o'clock buzzer, so they ate Thanksgiving without us. So we had cold turkey sandwiches. That was the last time we hunted together. I moved away. I miss deer hunting. It was really the only hunting I did that I cared for. And I can't hit the side of a barn with a shotgun, so I need a scope. Even on my lever action, I had an over and under scope. Or, excuse me, iron sights. You aren't going to eat, are you? Cab driver picks up a nun. Wonder how heavy she was. He looks in the rear view and says, I always thought about being with a nun. She says, you and everybody else. You Catholic? He says, yes. She says, pull over. He pulls over. She climbs in the front seat and gives him the best blowjob he's ever had. Afterwards, he's feeling guilty. He says, you know, sister, I'm not really Catholic. The nun says, that's okay. I'm not really a nun. My name's Harvey. I'm on the way to a costume party. The deer scenes from the movie Tommy Boy. Nice one, Jingy. And this is just my personal opinion, but if you stop on the corner and she's willing to dick her with the price, it's probably because she's a dicker. It's a chick. Well, at least you gave credit where credit was due. I don't know what you're pissed about now. Oh, I changed your cage around again, didn't I? He lays in the same spot so much he's worn 2 holes in the hammock. It's a year old. I'm gonna have to get a new one, I guess. No, I'm to fall through. You get washed and serviced. Now, the good ones you pick up in a motel because they come with the room. Get all their prostitute jokes out. Oh, where I'm from, you can't pick them up anyway. They're too damn heavy. You're rare form today, Noli. Well, I don't think about it too hard, Noli, but it's really a cultural thing. And I think I just won the most boring stream over Roadhog because I'm sure he left. He'll accuse it on having to do some work on the farm, mind you. Reptar? Oh, that's a good shot of him. Except for where he scraped shit all over the wall. What are you gonna do? Make me keep moving the camera? Huh? What are you gonna do? He's looking at you, Reptar. Well, you're gonna insist on getting in that corner again, aren't you? He really wants to take me on. Drunk stumbles into a confessional. The priest is inside waiting and doesn't hear anything. Eventually knocks on the partition. Drunk says, "Forget it, buddy. There's no paper in this one either." Well, people put a label on you and then they devalue your humanity. Oops. I shouldn't be looking at the chat. I should be. Oh, look at guys. You get to see a little tail on here. Look, you won't even fit on the whole screen anymore. You're too big. Sasquatch channel feeds Tornad his water monitor. That thing's a big lizard. If you were arched a little higher up, I'd say you were getting ready to take a dump, but I think you're just resting because you're lazy. Okay, I just hit a cigarette. You have to give me a second. Lady goes to the pharmacist. She says, "I need a bottle of cyanide so I can kill my husband." Pharmacist says, "I can't sell you a bottle of cyanide so you can kill your husband. You'll go to jail." "I'll go to jail." The lady pulls out a picture of her husband fucking the pharmacist's wife. Pharmacist says, "I didn't know you had a prescription." And off the screen you go. You bastard. You want me to put the Ouija board back on the screen and just let you alone? Is that the issue? Oh, I forgot to put away. No, no. You know what this is? This is if Noli doesn't behave. Reptar, they're curious if you have nipples. They want you to stand up. Yeah, show them off. Oh, you want to tease? You got any nippies there, boy? No? Uh-oh. The screen just cut the end of your nose off. Now what are you going to do? Oh, it's back. Pulled your nose. Yeah, I'm trying to get as many views as I can, HBI. The girl goes to her gynecologist saying, Doc, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I keep finding postage stamps from Costa Rica in my vagina. Doc gives her an exam and says, Lady, those aren't postage stamps. Those are the stickers from bananas. Oh, I didn't read that one very well. I'll take the hanging on that one. It was funny. Okay, that reminds me of a fishing story. We fished the river when I was a kid, young teenager. It was a time in existence when all fishermen came up as tourists and fished the rivers and lakes when the fish were in. So it just the town got inundated with fudgies, and because of that, these small motor homes would show up in different locations where men could stand in line and go inside and visit with their a woman or a person, let's say. And you're up north, you're away from home, you do crazy things. And one guy decided he would pay her $500 to take the sucker fish he had caught and insert it. Okay, now you have to realize that fish have gills that are very hard plates, and they're good going in. However, exiting isn't their thing. They kind of get stuck. Now, when the ambulance shows up to the dam at the river and goes in the little trailer and takes the lady out with a flopping fish out of her vagina, it's going to be a story that gets around. So it got around. We make our own fun up in the hills of Michigan. That story was so viral, it actually traveled up and down the river. People would walk to the next fisherman's area and tell the fisherman in that area. And then somebody would move on down the line. I heard it and I was like 2 miles down the river. So we had to get in the car and drive down there. The ambulance just showing up. There's a good one. Blind man walks past fishing market, says, Morning, ladies. Let's see what the picture. This is going to be in his resting spot, so the light's never going to be good here. Too bad. Let me see. That's what it looks like to be a lazy lizard. Or as they say, lounge lizard. We love it. Lot lizard. We love having you in our streams too, Noli. If her nurse was here, boys, I wouldn't go. I'd stay live. Hey, those are fresh fish at the market, real genie. And I give you the same advice: as your fish smells, clean it. Either way. I won't even throw in the filthy joke about once you get past the smell, you've got it licked. That would just not be appropriate. Welcome in. Squealing tires and all. Oh, did you hear my airplane engine go off? I swear to God, that runs on airplane fuel. You would think they would have considered sound in a trailer when they installed the new furnace. That's kind of you, Jenny. Do any of those groceries fall out of the bag into your trunk before you take them in the house? That wasn't a hint or an accusation. No, it's just late feeding Reptar, DDT. He refused to eat, just ripped the cage apart. I was late because I was doing a little cleaning in there. Not a very good job, but yeah, HPR. I lost my dad in January, and my mom sent me a pic of the headstone that was placed like 2 days ago. But we have a joke to lighten the mood. Blonde woman smashes her car into a wall. Shouldn't that be like her boyfriend's car or the guy she just met's car? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to do a joke. Blonde woman smashes her car into a wall. The cop come over and says, "What happened?" She says, "I was driving down the road and I saw a tree, so I swerved. Then I saw another tree and I swerved, and then I saw another tree and I swerved and I hit a wall." Cop says, "Lady, there are no trees on this road for 10 miles. That was your fucking air freshener." That's also my unicorn voice, by the way, which I converted from my, "Oh no, it's Mr. Bill." Well, thank you, Real Genie. I've always been a real holiday enthusiast. My kids always used to remark about Halloween as, "You go into character and you never come out." There were a few years there that I pulled out all the old stuff the kids had in a box and would just stand at the door and switch between the rubber axe and the mummy hand and the fang face. And oh, gee, I'm not going to read that one. DDT, that's a bearded dragon, an Australian desert creature, and his name is Reptar. I've inherited him from my grandchildren, and they had already named him Reptar. He's a year and a half old. He's going to get fatter, but not much longer. Well, my mom's 79 and she's going to spend a week or 3 days or something on a trip to Mackinac Island next week. She got back from Idaho where she spent 2 weeks like 2 months ago. I consider it traveling if I make it all the way to the kitchen. Oh, it's the very luscious blue ivy sleeps in the room. Well, Jason, can you smell the umami yet? Oh, a pretty flower. Jenny killed the flower. Mean old Ginny killed the plant for you, Blue Ivy. Isn't that special? Hey, Rode. I figured you were doing chores. Yeah, Blue Ivy, I'm so sweet. It's that kind of sweet that's too sweet. I started something I didn't realize. Look how quick things go viral. Everybody can be triggered by the flower killer. Person walks up and gives you a flower. 8 people hang you for killing the plant. That's what we live in today's society. I swear to God. Yeah, I moved the skulls around, Road. I know he'll try and climb them here soon. They'll tumble over on him. They are cool. My son was here, like I said, and fixed my computer, put the fan in it, and I said, had it covered for the heat, and I took it off to show it to him. And I go, look at all those. He goes, what's that? I said, well, I feed him once a month. I think it really makes me happy to have him in there. And if it pisses him off, I guess it's a bonus. Nah, he just treats them like they're another thing to climb on. Well, real G, I was in a stream with James Jacobson the other day, and after the stream, he was going to behead a whole civilization of grass. So the next time he was in, I accused him of it. Plantricide. He whacked the heads off every one of those blades of grass. They weren't hurting anybody. Just out there sitting out there. You got to be triggered about something, or you just aren't in today's society. Oh my goodness, folks, let's all just sit back and think about this. Joe Cool came in even after I unsubbed him yesterday. I thought you broke up. I'm sorry. I had to pick a side. I like them vids you're sending out, Joe, but they're short. Yeah, they say your pet's like the master's like the pet. I think is what they say, Joe Cool. You know, he lays around 20 hours a day and gets up and eats. Reptar. He did spend 15 minutes exploding all over the screen for us. But this is probably the rest of the activity of the day. Oh, come on, there isn't somebody. Oh, no. Look at who else has found their way in. Doug? Oh, no, thanks. Hutton. He's probably just trolling Joe. Well, we saw some tail. You missed a little tail, and and we had some exposed nippies, and you missed that. Sorry, Joe Cool. Sorry, Doug. Oh, that part. I was gonna try and let it go. I couldn't get it back in my mouth. See, I just keep adding to it. He missed the tail. Oh, uh, everybody's a different person, Joe Cool. I know all the cool kids came in here to hide from all the other people. Pooh! Now we have Pooh in the room. Now it's officially a porn site with all the disgusting entities. I'm not sure why you're all in here, but I appreciate it. You're probably here to see Blue Ivy. She's so gorgeous. Well, Jason, if you don't drink, there's guzzling, pouring, straws. There's a way to get around it. All of a sudden, it just got cool. Well, damn, why aren't you live? That's so high school HPR. You're already one of the cool ones. It's a deal, Blue Ivy. So at least I'm ahead of Joe Cool on that one. Spread some love, Joe Cool. I already been cut, Joe. They got me at birth. I don't know why society thinks it's all right to cut a baby's penis off, but they got me at birth, and I gave it up in my late 30s. But the cool thing was a whole class of student nurses got to watch. I have no shame. No, they come for Reptar, and if Reptar doesn't eat, they don't do a thumbs up. All right, back to the chore. Yeah, get that hunting license. Go to the civilization part of the area and pay the master to allow you to take animals on your own property. Way to go, Road. Knuckle under. It's a race then, Joe. Oh, loved that song growing up. That was a song, Doug, right? You're not entering into the fray. I got that right. Well, Road, I hunted for 17 years and had venison every year, and I tagged 2 deer my whole life. Oh, well, there you go. All right. Well, it's still raw. You can tell when it's not raw. That odor leaves the oven, and the thing of it is when it cooks, the moisture is drawn in until it's done, and then the moisture leaves. So right when it starts leaving, that's when the strongest odor of the turkey cooking is anything cooking happens. Your nose will tell you right when it's done. Well, if it's a microwave, put it in the oven and crank the oven up too. Cook it both ways. Just shove the mic right there in the oven, pull the drawer shelves out, racks. Belle, who says hi to Belle? You can't say hi to Belle. How did she get in here? Belle, that's why you aren't part of the Blue Squad. How can you not be part of the Blue Squad? All right. If you go live, I'll just send everybody over. I'll resub your channel. What was it again? Joe Luma or what was it? Auditing America, Chicago. I can't remember. Joe Cool, what was your channel? I love you, man. Blow me, baby. I thought it was Joel. I thought there was some discussion about it, and it was cleared up by Joe Cool, who said his name is Joel. Actually, I'm just plugging channels that way, HPR. Oh, my apple butter's coming. We'll definitely do a live when we do the taste test on the apple butter. What else do you put those rose nips in? Uh-oh. Who's going somewhere, but he's going to get lost? He doesn't know where it is. Just take your phone, put on Google Maps, and take one of those push pins and shove it right in the screen, and then I'll take you right where you need to go. Oh, Fuji apple butter. I've never had it from Fuji apples. But they're in the apple butter. Someone read, oh, I'm the only one in the room. Belford Freedom writes, Joe Cool, yes. Denise is so fun. She touched my boobies all night. I don't know. I'm trying to unretract a message, guys. Give me a second. Shit. It doesn't have an unretract message button. Y'all probably have ever watched any of Denise's streams. That's the letter I write to Santa Claus every year. Is to have Denise Lynn under the tree. That was the only way that was the only thing we had where we didn't put the jelly with peanut butter. Apple butter you ate with toast on toasted buttered toast. Every other jelly we ate with peanut butter. Later, Road. We definitely want to see some hunting videos. I could almost take my little four-wheel walker out from where your camera shot was. I don't know, HPR. What does peanut butter and prostitutes have in common? They're both good with maple syrup? Oh, they both spread for, for bread? I guess my answer was wrong. Okay, I guess the prostitute goes to the 1 hour motel, gets done, he's getting dressed, looks up and goes, shit. Says, damn it, I forgot to ask you if you had AIDS. And she goes, what? It's kind of late now. No, I don't have AIDS. Because it was a guy, obviously. And he goes, good, I wouldn't want to catch that again. Not in this room. That could get you in trouble. I would just start filling in the retracted, and believe me, you would better prefer your own comments than me making them up. Is it Sunday? Well, my life's always brighter after you stop by, Blue Ivy, so have a good one. Belle, I'm not even going to make the running joke. I'm sure you will. It can either be you or me with the walker, either one. Phasia Band stops by. And all the ladies are leaving. Must have not wore his deodorant. I can't keep a woman in this room once the money runs out. All right, cool. Oh. Uh-oh, the counter's broken. There's 6 people and 7 likes. That's cheating. I must have liked my own channel. Oh, we're almost at 72 minutes. Oh, it's the once you push the push pin into the Google Maps on your phone, It'll be a super secret location. Yeah, the counter never's accurate. The way it updates. My biggest stream obviously was the Ouija board stream, so Nick Main. Lightning Dave or Nick Manet? Nick Mayonnaise. Nick Main. Dick Main. See, this is why I type. That way you guys don't hear all the things we come up before I come up with something funny. Ah, really? All the way over in Campfield. Got it. I live in Trailerfield. Nice to see you in here. We've been telling stupid jokes, and the lizard's been showing some tail and a little nipples, and I'm doing about what Reptar's doing right now. Lounging. Breakfast, that's right, you're over there. It's almost 4 o'clock in Michigan. And we had snow 2 nights ago. I got sent video evidence of it through the family. Arcadia, Michigan, right on the coast. About 11:30 at night, it snowed a little bit. Do you put peanut butter on your French toast? I feed it every day. Usually mid-morning. He's on a really kind of low funds diet right now, but he eats romaine lettuce and freeze-dried mealworms. When he has the budget for it, he gets live crickets or live mealworms, and they've got other little pellets that he likes. You can hear him crunch those. I think he has them on his Christmas list. Won't be the crickets. They don't ship real well in the winter. Yeah, he's full grown, all right. He'll just get fatter from now on. As nature intended. No answer on the maple syrup or the peanut butter? Yeah, when I install World of War, I need to have it expanded so I can read the print, or it doesn't do me any good. I tried downloading Eternium just to see if my wrists will take playing, and that's like 90% of click game, whereas I'd have to use the WDLS on the World of Warcraft, but computer's running better. My son put in the fans, so like I said, it depends on the add-on. Tabasco. Have you ever dipped grilled cheese sandwiches in maple syrup? My daughter and I had a 10-minute discussion on that on our drive the other day home. Where did that come from? She's dead. Everybody I ask, they go, no, and then they come back and go, that's delicious. Yeah, it's for the memory's fine now. He said he'd grab a can of the air oxygen cleaner and maybe some more, but he didn't think it would be a problem for a long time now since he got rid of all that music off it. Reptar, you're not going to move, are you? You're done for the day? You're going to send an email or? Because, like I said, I really need somebody to be here to put the add-ons on. It's kind of intuitive. The computer does it a lot better than it used to. Man, I used to just destroy it trying to get something added to a game. Hey, at 50, I learned to cut and paste. So I'm a little behind the times. If my computer breaks and it comes up with a screen that says, this is wrong with your computer, would you like me to fix it? Press yes. I just obey. I just press yes. I did do quite a bit of watching YouTube videos on World of Warcraft Classic. I kept trying to find ones that didn't try and compare it with the new game since I don't know either of them. I talked to my son. He's, yeah, I did that 12 years ago. I don't know if I'm going to do that again. He doesn't really have the time. As an attorney right now, he's super busy. He went from real estate law to defense law and immigration. And he's sticking with what he believes, so that makes me proud. And he sent me a copy of a Supreme Court decision that's signed by Barr and has his name as the recorded attorney. So there's case law on immigration with my last name on it. Rattletrap, did you come off the lake? I haven't seen you. Actually, been on a lot short lately. Just a little at a time. The pain's so bad. Mama, no. I would say something about you being late, but a gnome with those short legs, I guess, that you got here at all. Oh, you ran out of pink ink? Oh, no. AK Twin Mommy. Let me find my mouse. AK Twin Mommy. Reptar has a new friend. Oh, look at that. Ah, you're not feeling the love. Well, I can't reach to the floor anymore. I'm sorry. Bad back and all. Maybe you can climb a step ladder. Then you can feel some love. Sparky. I wonder what kind of names you would come up with for a polar bear. Pat. Jaws and Claws comes to mind. I've just had celebrities strolling in and out all day. Oh, look at guys. If you look right at the skull, between you and the skull, there's some more tail. Yep, it's been a raunchy stream, Mama Gnome and AK. We've skirted the edge of humor the way it used to be. Hey, Harry. How's it going? That's the pat answer. It's going. You know, I may have something for a gnome in here somewhere. I thought I had something. Oh, I know what I have for a gnome. A life-size doll. You never did answer that question I asked you either, AK. How's the Christmas shopping going? Wow. I can't see the screen. Pull it back enough to see. There you go. A life-size gnome. I mean, a life-size stuffed pet for you, Mama. And a little reminder that Christmas is coming if you all haven't done your shopping. This is my favorite time of the year to work retail. I got to sing all the Christmas songs. All my coworkers were grumpy, so I could pick up all the extra shifts I could. That was how Dad paid for our Christmas. You got paid triple overtime on a holiday on a weekend. So he'd work a double on Christmas Eve and a double on Christmas Day and pay for Christmas. When you're only one person working and you got 5 kids, course, if we lived in Alaska, all those veggies we grew would have been huge. I'm the Grinch. I I am well, I have a Christmas story that I will wait till Christmas to tell, but just believe me when I says if you ask my boy, he's gonna say, hell yes, I believe there's a Santa Claus. We already did the turkey joke. I guess I could repeat that when there's plenty of new people in here. I I've actually done my own cooking since I was 15, and all of the time I raised my children, I did all the cooking. And I was working 3 jobs around Thanksgiving, and my son was about between 11 and 13. And I just needed him to take the thawed, prepped turkey out of the fridge and put it in the oven. But he had to take the gizzard bag out. And I told him just throw that in the Tupperware and back in the fridge. So I went back to work because I was on lunch, and I get a call to go to the office. My wife's called, and she says, "I need you to sit down." And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, is my daughter pregnant?" And she's like, "No, I don't want you to fall over laughing." I'm like, "What? Your son just called, and he was hemming and hawing about the turkey that you asked him to put in the oven, and he really wonders if a turkey penis is that huge." I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, he pulled the neck out." So that was a Thanksgiving story that I get to tell every Thanksgiving at his expense. Came free stuff. Well, you're not giving me anything to work with now. I mean, to even jump to that conclusion, that's my boy. You help. You're a helper. I would have let as many helpers as wanted to help me cook dinner as long as they stayed the fuck out of the kitchen. Yeah, I worked at the cafe and in the hot food section, cooked for like 1,300 people a day with all the take home roasted turkey or chickens and fried chicken and lunch and it's resting. Yes, you have to let it rest. It's a must. Yeah, that's cool when you can do the family cooking thing. I just didn't have time. I was cooking every supper between meals or between shifts at one job or another. So it was all timing. Yep, you can help me by staying the heck out of my way. If somebody wanted to learn, well, kids came in and I let them cook. I mean, they were cooking and I was helping. But if I'm cooking a regular meal or Thanksgiving dinner that needs to all hit the table hot, and you got a little tiny stove, everything's got to be done at the right time. Hunter Callahan. There must be nobody else live. I haven't even talked to you in a long time. It's a semi-adult room, and if it's offensive, have your kids explain it to you. Reaching out from Alaska, that would be like dog sled or telegraph? Smoke signals. Now, my mom could cook it, but at 79, she's decided she's not cooking this year. So she's not cooking. So she'll only probably bake 10 pies, but she's not cooking. Very long arms. Long enough to make smoke signals. So when you walk out your door, you look around and go, Alaska, the home of the, well, I got a home. Yeah, there's a lot of dirt around here. I don't know how she was so fortunate enough to move into a crazy lady's house. It got emailed to you, Hunter. Check your email. Look in the refrigerated inbox. Well, that's almost a self-explanation. Living out far away from everything would be a reason to reach out more. All right, can't make it funny. Say something else I can make fun of. Oh, I know. How's that penguin army? Have they invaded from Russia yet? Oh no, it's nothing special. You're the fodder, Hunter. You're the front line now. You stand between me and the trolls. I'm safe back here like a general. You're the Blue Army. You told people to come here. You're silly. They could hold that against you. In the day of being easily offended, this is the room for it. Oh, that's how she keeps them in check. She has pet polar bears. His name's Sparky, the one. I got me one just for protection. It's in the dragon's cave. See, I got a polar bear. Well, that's just me trying to. And that's what I feed Reptar every week. A goat. They're my post. The last place a troll would want to be is my room. I make fun of the people I like. You can imagine what I do to people I don't like. Yes, it's definitely a war as far as I'm concerned. Same way I would defend anybody in high school against the bully there, I would expect to defend them against the bully in a chat room. And that's all they are. The only way they feel good is if somebody else feels worse than them. Did you try Streamlabs and turn down way down to like 360 resolution? Because my computer was so redlined with tied up with everything else that it stopped letting me go live on YouTube, and I had to go live through Streamlabs on the computer. So that obviously doesn't take as much. You can piss one of them off easy. We help when we can. I've reached out to Alaska and made my point known when someone needed help. Very eloquent, very literal, very statuesque, because you can just look up the statutes online. It's Alaska legislature. See, I don't know how I thought it worked better. I know it told me on there if I did 1080, I had 30 minutes, and if I did 360, it had more. I did 720 when I was at the lake the other day, and the water didn't look real. You know what I mean? It wasn't quite as good as I would like it to look. I mean, I thought the picture came through pretty clear, but I thought I'd try the res at 1080, but it still, I'm jumping from 0 to 30 frames a second, and or bits per second, and resolution at 720, so 1080 I'll try and see if it'll even work. You can set it up right in my room if you guys want. If you want, I can have all the messages or go private after I get off so it doesn't stay public. It's the only way to keep the metadata from being hacked. Just deleting it doesn't destroy the metadata. Or metadata if you're from out west. Ah. Well, this live stream can take between like 2 hours and 10 days to upload on my computer. I don't know why it takes so long. And on my phone, I just go to the USB port, plug my phone in, hit yes, it downloads Google Photos, everything I record. Yep. Well, it's 4:20 here. Oh, at 4:20, you snip the top off of a nice 6-inch bud, and fill your pipe, and deep breath, exhale, deep breath, exhale, spark the Bic. Bye, Mom. Well, you kept that generic. There's nothing there I need to get rid of. Okay. Reptar, you gonna get some secondhand smoke? Look at that, just wafts across the screen. All right. Have we tormented you enough, Reptar? Literally 30 seconds after I closed down my stream the other day, he ran over an 8. Not a problem, AK. That's, if I can be funny, I can be helpful. But I think I am going to let y'all go. So I'm getting halfway through the bowl. I'm going to start choking. Anytime, Jenny. Love it when you're in a stream. Always brightens my day. And as Seward would say, oh, hell, let's just all pray for everybody. Don't freeze on me. Oh, my emojis suck. Here we go. Good vibrations to everyone. Not a problem, Hunter. All right, we'll see you, AK. I know you'll probably be on tomorrow if you don't get snowed in. Okay. Reptar, what do we say? We gone.